1977 had a lot of super projects. I'm thinking the Intergalactic Touring Band with Annie Haslam, David Cousins, Argent, and a whole host of Passport Records players. I'm thinking of the first Cousins Jazz Ensemble that had like Stu Gardner, Wah Wah, and the likes, and the Mysterious Flying Orchestra, which had a whole host of people playing on different tracks, from Steve Marcus, Larry Coryell, Lonnie Liston Smith. And the track I'm about to play here has a veritable cast. Jerry Friedman, Don Grolnick, names that you recognize from 70s era jazz funk records. And the track is There Once Was a Man Named John, dedicated to John Coltrane. Mostly seems to be in sharp and flat key centers.
There once was a man named John, a gentle, mystic man of music, enchanted by the stars when he was born. Oh, what love he would give through his horn.
Those are the vocals of Teresa Brewer, a 50s era like pop vocalist. Yeah, Teresa Brewer, born 1931, Toledo, Ohio.
There once was a man named John who heard a different sound around him. Though people sometimes hurt him with their scorn, he aimed for the sky with his horn.
He aimed for the sky with his horn. That's an evocative line, considering the subject. I like her voice. It's got this like finishing school type femininity to it that's very unique to her generation, the silent generation as they were known. That generation between the GI generation, born like in the early 1900s, and the teens that like fought in the Second World War primarily, and the boomers. I really think it was the silent generation that were behind the sexual revolution and the rise of like sensuality and sexiness in entertainment, starting like in the late 50s, early 60s to mid 60s. And they really did seem to preside over some of the best fashions of the 20th century, the silent generation, much more so than the boomers. And they were a lot more ritzy too, brought up as they were like on classic Hollywood.
Reach for notes out of range. He searched for chords, new and strange. He opened the doors, shut tightly before, blowing in the winds of change. There once was a man named John.
Let's see, what are some of the other instruments we are hearing right now in these arrangements? Let's see. The track is arranged by Glenn Osser. We've got, let's see, English horn by Phil Bodner, harp by Gloria Agostini, saxophone by Charlie Mariano. Yeah, big name from around this time. A whole host of people on violins, a whole string section. Gene Orloff Looks like a familiar name, maybe. Viola, two violists here. And I guess Don Grolnick is on electric piano. And I've only mentioned about half of them. I'm just kind of mentioning things that may stand out.
Pass this way to breathe a moment. He touched the young and old and made them warm. The world loves the train in his arms.
Yeah, her voice has this bedroomy air to it, this real soft, sensual. I just wonder, it seems to be unique to women of her generation. I just wonder, were women, was it just kind of like a secret that mothers, that the mothers of that generation passed on to, and just like the classic way to appeal to the opposite sex is, because I just don't hear voices like that in today's generation. Really, in my generation, it really seems to be like when I seek out entertainment from, like, the 50s, the early 60s, somewhat into the 70s. Hear the electric pianos, going along with the wood, I'm going to say at this point, I think that Don Grolnick, no, that Phil Bodner on the English horn has very much almost stolen the show from Teresa Brewer. This is just a beautiful solo. He reached for notes out of range.
He searched for chords new and strange.
He searched for chords new and strange.
The doors shut tightly before, blowing in the winds of change. There once was a man named John, who passed this way to breathe a moment. He touched the young and old and made them warm. The world
She can come sing for me anytime. Yeah, there you have it. The Mysterious Flying Orchestra. There once was a man named John, dedicated to John Coltrane. Vocals by Teresa Brewer. Off of the self-titled singular album by the super ensemble, the Mysterious Flying Orchestra. Beautiful chords, beautiful vocals, beautiful ballad, very honorable subject, and some interesting turns of phrase and unique and some very evocative metaphors that do the legend justice and pay good tribute. And a beautiful sax solo, of course, an English horn solo from Phil Bodner, the main instrument we were hearing throughout that piece, along with, of course, the strings and the electric piano touches and seductive singing against some major seventh chords here and there, a lot of flats and sharps. It's primarily like the verses were kind of starting in B flat, and then we were going into like F sharp and pivoting, but basically moving around between those two primary key centers through most of the piece. Anyway, for more, I don't know if I have this on my jazz funk list. I might, but it's worth mentioning. Yeah, the jazz funk album directory. But if I don't have this on there, I do have it on my directory of 1977 albums, which has well over 1,600 titles at this point. So either of those linked in my description. For more rubies and sapphires from this album and many others, many others. And until next time, like and subscribe. This is Zaragon, the world's most ear-traveled trimaximalist, signing off.